this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, today's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Saturday, the 18th of September. Looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks bearish start to the morning, going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 47,417 to take a run at the first major resistance level of 48,062. We'll need plenty of support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 48,000 levels. Barring an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high of 48,183 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 49,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level is at 48,829. Ready to move through the pivot, we'll bring the first major support level of 46,650 into play. Barring an extended sell on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub 46,000 levels. Second major support level of 46,005 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day, so look out for a bullish cross there. On the EMAs, however, the 50 is narrowing on the 100 and 200, so that is suggesting some further downside ahead, so keep an eye out for further direction. Key through the early part of the day would be to move through the pivot at 47,417. And move back through to 48,000 levels to bring 49,000 levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, also bearish. Going to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 3448 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 3547. Support will be needed for Ethereum to break back through to 3,500 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 3595 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 3,800 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 3693. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the 23.6% fib at 3369 and the first major support level at 3302 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 3200 levels. Second major support level 3203 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day. That's coming off the back of yesterday's late partial recovery. So look out for further direction through the morning. On the EMAs, 50s closing in on the 100 and the 200, with the 100 also closing on the 200. So look out for possible bearish cross there that would pressure Ethereum. So key would be to move through the pivot at 3448 and back through to 3,500 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, the support levels will be in play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, also bearish this morning. Going to need to see Litecoin move through the pivot at 183 to bring the first major resistance level at 188 into play. Support from the broader market will be needed for Litecoin to break out from 185 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 190.53 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Litecoin target 200 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 196. Failure to move through the pivot bring the 23.6% fib at 178 and the first major support level 175 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should avoid sub 170s. Second major support level at 170 should limit the downside. Looking at MACDs, widening of the bearish histogram at the turn of the day coming off the back of this morning's pullback. So look out for a further widening there to signal further downside. On the EMAs, also bearish with the 50 pulling back from the 200. And also crossing through the 100, bearish cross there, suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 183 and move back through to 185 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, bearish morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move through the 38.2% fib at 1.0659 and through the pivot at 1.0731. to bring the first major resistance level at 1.0942 into play. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 1.09 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 1.10294 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.15 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.124. Failure to move back through the 38.2% fib and through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1.0433 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 1.0 levels. Second major support level 1.0223 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day. That's coming off the back of this morning's pullback, so look out for a further widening there. On the EMAs, that's a bearish signal, 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move back through the 38.2% fib at 1.0659 and through the pivot 1.0731 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play.